first check whether when we deploy this daemon set, we will check whether in the errors, if
Hello. Hi, Ayush. Hi, Sai. Hi, Giri. Good afternoon. Hello. Let's wait for a few minutes and let people join. Hi, Sachin. I have joined from the phone actually. The laptop was not working to go live. So I have joined from the phone and reading your chairs from the laptop itself. Okay, we can start. Yeah, hi, Venkat. Yeah, sorry, Bootcamp batch 6. Okay, how are you? Yes, yes, I remember. Already course turn out all there at freshers. For freshers, yes, there might be some issues. Like most of the time, organization look for the experienced one, but sometimes freshers also get the opportunity. It's not like that fresher does not get the opportunity. I today only itself I got one WhatsApp message. I will be sharing soon to our WhatsApp community. Suhail is there. Suhail, can I think he is doing BCA right now, and in 2026 he is going to complete his BCA. But he has completed his AWS certification as well. He shared, I think, 1 hour before to me. He has completed AWS developer certificate. So we need to skill up, and obviously, if you are not getting today, tomorrow you are going to get the opportunity. Yeah, hi Shamim. Good afternoon. Software techie. I do not know the name, but yeah, hi. Any DevOps training about to start in a few days? KVS. If you have any other name on the channel and if you can put your name, that will be helpful for me to like name you, so that it should not go with the KVS. It should be the proper name what I can take correct, so that you can understand that I'm talking to you. DevOps training, yes, we run DevOps training as well. There is one ongoing batch in the morning that we cover, the DevOps training. Uh, Next batch we will start soon, but the date we have not decided yet. Probably in October we are going to start the next DevOps training batch, where we talk from the scratch, like issue like AWS, Kubernetes, Terraform, Jenkins, and Git, Linux. We talk all these things from the scratch, like how the cloud came into the picture, and all these things we go from the scratch itself. So you can join if you need information on that. Just drop a WhatsApp message to me either today or whenever you feel comfortable, and we will share the information about the next upcoming batch. Tahir, hello. Changing my domain from development to DevOps, is there any course for that? Yes, so as I was mentioning about the DevOps training, we provide the training as well, so that like you already have the development background and you know how the code works, how the code is deployed. You might have already worked the DevOps team as well, but the thing is that when you are working as a developer, correct, you know you have written down the code and you have posted from the local to GitHub repository. how this code is being fetched, what kind of automation is there to like the how your code is being picked up from using the pipelines, correct? And it is going for deployment for your engineering cluster or for any production cluster or for any test cluster, correct? So those kind of things mostly developer does not know. You know, like being a if the someone is like on a higher side of experience, they know overall architecture, overall overview, how the things are working, how the system is completely integrated. But yeah, if you want to understand the DevOps thing, we provide that kind of information, that kind of training too. So you can join if you want. Map and Soul. Once again, if adding like your name with the comment will help me to name you so that I can be a specific for you. I have given interview in Deloitte, but they didn't given feedback. Already 10 days completed. Deloitte or some these kind of companies like which are a bit renowned, the big four companies or the product based companies, you can say. Uh, the process, what I have experienced and what I know, the process of like giving the feedback or hiring is a bit slow, other than any service based company where you get the things correct. So so the thing is that if they, you can ask them, like you can call the HR, whoever is called, and probably for the Deloitte, it's more towards the telephonic, correct? They do not call you from any kind of phone number, correct? It's not the mobile number. Generally, they call through their telephone. So you can call them back and they can tell you whether they have selected you or not, correct? But yeah, 10 days is not too much that you may get update after a few days as well if they might have selected. And based on the how your particular this interview went correct, so accordingly you can think of whether it was good or not. So sometimes your CTC also like that is also parameter based on which your hiring happens, correct? If someone has like just suppose there are 2 to 3 candidates and you asked for 30 LPA, just considering a random example, and someone was there for 20 LPA for the same profile, they might be selecting them, correct? So that kind of thing also happens. So you can wait for some time or you can ask the HR directly for the update. They can pass you the update as well. Someone asked, uh, Inamdar, okay, how to prepare on Terraform for interview point of view. For Terraform, you can go with the scenario-based questions for the if it's specific for the interview, like what is the data block concept you can read about. You can go for your null resources. You can go for the provisioners, the different kind of provisioners like remote provisioner, local executor provisioner. Then you can go for how can you write down the modules, how can you pass the output from one module to another module. These kind of concepts you can learn. You can learn about the workspaces, the different kind of workspaces where you can store the state files in the different formats. Then you can go for the Terraform import. How can you import the state file for the manually created infrastructure? So these are the concepts what you can learn: Terraform import, Terraform data block, your modules, then your workspace I talked about. So these are the 6 to 7 state file. That is the important question. And if something happens with your state file, it is corrupted. How can you like restore those kind of things? The corrupted state file. How can you restore the structure, your infrastructure actually? How can you do the versioning for your infrastructure? That kind of thing you can learn about, and that is more for the Terraform. Is Docker Compose needed nowadays? Mostly we do not go with the Docker Compose. Like, see what happens when we are working with the real project. We write a simple Docker file, not a simple Docker file. It's like a Docker file which is needed to create your source code and the images together, and it create the image correct out of all these things. So for that we utilize this Docker file and we write down our all automation, the Jenkins pipeline or the GitHub Actions pipeline to create the image out of that. So it's not much mandatory that you are going to utilize the Docker Compose, but you can go with the Docker file itself, and you can write down the things to convert and create an image out of that. Marti, I'm a mechanical engineer. Is there any problem to be faced one? I switched to non-IT to IT. Uh, I do not feel ever that whether you are from, see, a specific from my experience and what kind of perspective I do have. if someone is engineer, they can get into any section, any domain itself. Like today you see the someone who has been completed his btech, correct, they are now getting into the non technical domains as well and the technical domains as well. If you talk about the mechanical to IT, there is no issue. The moment when you have the knowledge and you can do the work what can be assigned to you, for few of the companies it can be a scenario that they are not accepting you, that you do not have a computer science degree. But this nowadays this does not happen with all of the organization. They just interview you, and if you are able to crack, you can get into the organization because you are able to perform those kind of activity. You know the DevOps, you know the development or any other IT domain, correct? So you can get into that. It's not like that you are from background of the mechanical, so you cannot get into that. And apart from that, if you ever encountering such issue, there are other ways as well. What I cannot tell right now, but if you want, I can pass you on the WhatsApp. There are other ways as well to through which you can get into the any other domains. You can switch into Crane Knowledge Point. Any opportunity for manual testing job? Uh, right now, I'm not aware of any manual testing job. What I do have right now, but yeah, if I get anytime, I will just update it over our community, and then I can refer. Kirti Vinushar, how many years we have calls right now? Didn't get your question. Are you asking about the scope of the DevOps? So, if you are talking about the scope of the DevOps, I think probably it is going to be more at least 5 to 10 years, which will be in the market because it's already in the market, correct? It has been in the market for last 5 to 6 years when DevOps is being called highly. And right now also DevOps is in high in the market. Everyone is learning the DevOps. Everyone is trying to get into the DevOps. Development people or any other domain people are trying to get into this domain. So right now it's high in the market, and what I feel, when something is high in the market, why to wait? Just get into that and make your path, correct? The moment you feel something else is coming into the market, so you can learn about that too, and you can get into that too. So don't go for 10 what will happen after 10 years, what will happen after 15 years. You do not know about yourself what will happen, correct? So what is going right now, just focus on that and get into that field. I'm a BTech student. Now I want to start my career in DevOps. Can I get any help or guidance from you, sir? Obviously, just drop a WhatsApp message. Whatever the help or guidance you needed, I'm there to help you. Bashant, I think yes, you are on the WhatsApp. So can you make Kubernetes series? Kubernetes series, yes. I started, I think, and I created only one video. I'm just waiting to create another other series as well. Kubernetes and the Docker also. I think I have created only 2 to 3 videos on Docker. Rest I have to. Right now, talking about the series, I do have the AWS related. I have on the Terraform. I have on the interview tips and the mock interview series. I do have, and other I think AWS cloud related series as well. I do have. Other than that, I do not have anything else. But yeah, obviously Kubernetes and the Docker, we are waiting to create that too. Praveen, how do we use Terraform workspace in organizations with an example, please? Terraform workspace generally we utilize like see, when you are working for a customer or like there are multiple customers involved or you are providing the services to the different customers. You have for the same customer you have like one what called like one production environment, one your staging environment, one your testing environment, correct? So there are three different environments for the same customer. So just suppose that there is a customer called as you are providing services to Apple, just considering a simple example, correct? For the Apple you are going to develop new features, correct? The today you are going to develop one feature, tomorrow you are going to develop new feature. So you will be maintaining the different environment directly. Nothing can be deployed on the production system, correct? So today you enhanced anything, any new feature at your end, you tested at your system, like your organization. So you have your own engineering cluster where you are deploying the things, correct? You have tested everything. Then for the customer also you are maintaining the different, you can say the infrastructure, the different environment itself. So for the Apple customer, you are going to deploy their new features on their staging environment or testing environment. Once they will test that yes, test on the testing infrastructure, everything is working fine. Then you can ask them when do you want this for your production environment, because so that your end user can utilize this, correct? So for that you create the different environments for the same customer, and then you maintain the different infrastructure. Like your testing environment can run on the server called as t2.micro, this instance class I'm talking about, correct? But when it comes for the production, you can go with the C5.x large or those kind of server. So for the same customer, you are going to maintain the different kind of environment, and for that we utilize the Terraform workspace, so that one state file cannot interact with another state file. There will be two separate state file, and there will be two different configuration for the same customer. Monica Rohila, I'm a telecom engineer having 10 plus years experience. Will it be feasible for me to switch to DevOps? Yes, it is feasible for you as well. Like, it's not about in which domain you are. Like, you already have the experience, correct? You can, when you are switching to any other domain, you can say that I started my career with this, and then when I switch, when I see this market, that this particular trend is going to the market, I have the previous experience, and based on the previous experience, even I can contribute. So I now I do have a skill, and I can get into that. We have the people who has transitioned after 10 years as well, after 15 years as well, they have transitioned to another domain, to the DevOps domain particularly, because I'm trying to run a DevOps community, so mostly I'm aware about the DevOps. But the thing is that people coming from the different domains are entering into any other domain. It can be DevOps, it can be any other domain too. I have seen people who prepared for the UPSC everyone know, correct, for their last up to their last attempt, like 6 to 7 attempt, and now they are trying to switch into the DevOps. They have also made the switch. So it's not like that you cannot, you can do at every point, but the thing is that you should have those enough knowledge, those enough hands-on experience, so that you can clear the interview, and then obviously you can make the switch. How to connect your private subnet app from home? Interview question. From home, that's from home, that means you are trying to make a request from the browser. That is the meaning of the home, correct? Right now I'm at your sorry, I'm at my home, you are at your home, and you want to connect any application. So what can you do? You can, like, you have a public DNS. Through public DNS, your traffic is going to be routed to your load balancer, correct? So it's the same kind of configuration what we do for any actual application. When you are talking about the home, it simply means that you are going to connect your application which is running on the private servers, correct? So you will be having a load balancer. That load balancer will be mapped in your AWS Route 53. Like, just suppose that it's abc.com. abc.com will be mapped in your Route 53 to some load balancer URL. From this load balancer URL, the request will be routed to your private subnets, where your application, like your private subnet is connected to the private EC2 instance. Okay, that is the simple mean. And on your private EC2 instance, your application is running. So this is how your connection can be made on a high level overview. What effect of AI on DevOps role? AI is at every place. With the AI, you can do like better productivity. You can have the better productivity. You can search things on a faster pace. But what I feel, it's not like that. When you have the AI, so you cannot perform your job. You can make simplify your job. Like, the moment you get any issue, you can search for that. You can be updated with the latest new tools and technology with using the AI. Correct? You can reduce your work of creating any presentation, creating any KT kind of session, correct? You can have the PowerPoint and everything. But it's not like that. You do not have the job because of the AI. AI is there, and DevOps job and other jobs are also there. Numbers of job can be reduced, but it's not like that the job itself is not there. Shamim, I think Docker Compose will be useful for integration testing. For example, if you have a pipeline stage for integration test, Docker Compose can help run the required service together. Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. It can be helpful for the integration testing. Vinayak, how to get real DevOps exposure, which is being worked on daily basis, as we are not working in that domain but want to crack interview. I might be looking somewhere else because I'm just reading your chat from the laptop chat, and I'm live here. So to get real DevOps exposure while you are not working, this is what we provide in our bootcamp. Like, in our bootcamp, what we do, we run a 5 day session where we go live for 5 days for 2 hours, 8 to 10 p.m. We run the batch, and in this batch, what we particularly do, we have a set of interview questions, and those interview questions are based on our experience, what we have faced, and what we used to ask during the interview. So let's just suppose that you are coming to my organization where I have been working, correct? And I have to interview. So what kind of questions I'm going to ask you? Those similar questions, or you can say those kind of questions only we do have in our PDF. So we let you go through the complete questions and their answer. We also explain the concepts in between, like just suppose that considering a simple example of BPC endpoint. No one is going to ask you what is BPC endpoint, correct? The question is asked into a different way, where the BPC endpoint can be utilized, where BPC peering can be utilized, where your Kubernetes ingress and services can be utilized. So questions come into that format. So how can you correlate that particular question with the concept? This is what we explain. And how can you narrate a story with the based on that question? Correct? This is what we uh, teach, or what we explain. Not the teach, you can say, like no one is a student here. So we used to explain those concepts. The thing is that you already know the concept, correct? We are not expecting that in 5 days we are going to make you the complete expert on any system. The expectation will be just like how you have mentioned, Abhinay, that you already know, but you do not know the things, how these things are being implemented in the project. We help you to get the experience, what kind of things work in the real project, correct? This is what we explain. And with the help of that, like what I used to call now, that our experience plus your learning, that makes your DevOps interview clear. Correct. So that way you can integrate the things, our experience and your knowledge, like whatever you know about the AWS, about the Kubernetes, about the Terraform, about the CI/CD, everything you can integrate with our experience, and you can you can like get the real world experience, like how the things are working, how this a particular concept is being utilized into the project, and that way you can explain. Okay, I think I have missed few chats. ओके राघव सर, मुझे डेवॉप्स के टूल वगैरह की एंड AWS मैंने पढ़ रखा, बट मैंने इंटरव्यू नहीं निकाल पा रहा क्योंकि मेरी इंग्लिश वीक है. ओके, सो व्हेन इट कम्स इंग्लिश वीक है, देन you will have to practice the English as well. And sometimes I do not feel it's like you have a weaker English and you cannot speak, because if you are able to understand what I'm speaking, this is also is English only, correct? I'm not talking in Hindi right now. So if you are able to understand, that means you are understanding the thing, and you have to just practice, correct? It's not like that when you start working in an organization, no one is going to speak English except you have a foreign managers or foreign clients, correct? The clients from the different country. Most of the time, the moment you have cleared the interview, you are going to talk in the language what you have been talking, correct? And start appearing for the multiple interviews, either it's a startup, either it's the middle size of company, or it's the larger large size company. Start appearing for each and every interview. That will make you practice to speak English, to get the confidence that yes, you can talk, and you can tell more about this, correct? So that way you can practice your English section as well, and your questions and answers as well. That will help you to crack. Brijesh, sir, what is the Helm in Kubernetes and when we can use it? Helm is a kind of package manager for the Kubernetes, which is like you write a template in Helm, correct? And just suppose that you have to deploy your on one application. So for deploying that application in the Kubernetes, what you do, you write all the props, like what will be the liveness prop, what will be the readiness prop, what will be the number of replicas for this particular deployment. That means number of pod you are going to launch. Then you are going to mention the ports, the other like annotations, the any ingress you are going to pass. So those kind of complete configuration you pass to run your pods. That means ultimately your application within that pod, because you are going to mention the container and image name and all other required details. To get this value and to implement this over the cluster, we utilize a package manager. And the package manager, in the Helm is the package manager where you write a template. And in this template, you fit in your manifest.yml value. All the values which we talked right now, that your details, container, your image name, your ports, your liveness prop, readiness prop, everything you pass into your Helm template, and then using the Helm template you deploy the application over the Kubernetes cluster. So that is the use case of your Helm. Okay, Ankit, do you have exposure on serverless architecture troubleshooting? Yes, serverless architecture. The one and the best example of the serverless architecture in terms of AWS cloud is the Lambda function. That is your serverless service, correct? Where you can write down any code, you can deploy your application, and it will be running. So that you can utilize. Shai, I need my EC2 wants to connect S3 which lies in another account. Okay, you can set up BPC pairing. EC2 wants to connect S3 which lies in another account. Not in the sorry. Okay, you are talking about the S3, correct? So either you can go through the BPC pairing as well, and there you can establish the connection, and then ultimately indirectly you can connect to S3, or while creating the S3 you can mention the bucket policy, and in this bucket policy you can allow the role, which role can access this S3. Just suppose that you have one S3 in one account, correct? This S3 will be having the bucket policy. In this bucket policy you are going to mention the role, that this particular a role which is part of another account, that can fetch the that can fetch the details from this S3, and that then the role which is in the second AWS account, that you can map with your EC2. That way EC2 will be access to get into the role, that role will be having access to get into the different AWS account, and from there it can fetch the details. So that way you can set up. Look view. Hi Manish. Yeah, hi. Can I ask one question? Yeah, obviously, Ankit, you can. I think you have already asked. The next comment came after that. Okay. In real time, which worker node use most likely? Node group, nodes, auto mode, private. We mostly, I have mostly worked with the node groups and nodes. Like you create node groups where you integrate your 5 or 10 number of servers for the production or for the staging, correct? For the different use case. And these number of servers are basically utilized for running your application, correct? If it's the pod production, you select the different kind of server class. If it's for the staging, you select the different kind of your server class. So this is what we have utilized mostly. You can go with like for the cluster, the case cluster, we utilize this carpenters as well, correct? For the auto scaling and other things. So you can go with other components as well. Mostly for worker node, we have worked with the node groups. Krishna, hi. Okay, Venu, sir, when will you start new interview preparation batch? New batch we are going to start mostly on this Friday, the Friday which is coming. So that will be our batch 9. And once again, I will repeat what we do in this interview preparation bootcamp batch. We cover AWS, Kubernetes, Terraform, Docker, Jenkins, Git, and Linux. And generic interview questions like what are your day-to-day activities, what kind of projects you have worked upon, how can you introduce you about yourself, what kind of major challenges you have achieved, and what kind of learning you have you have received out of your troubleshooting, out of your DevOps experience. How do you keep yourself updated with the latest tools and technology? Then troubleshooting questions as well, like your Jenkins pipeline is throwing error that this is the storage has been completed for this, correct? So how can you fix all these things, and other troubleshooting question as well, like your server is not reachable, your application deployment has been failed, so how will you roll back, what kind of process we follow. So all these kind of questions we discuss the complete question, the and detailed answer of that, and we try to explain those things in a easy language so that you can at least understand, correct? And you can narrate your own story. When we talk about like, if I have to explain this question and answer, how can you introduce yourself during interview? I will be narrating my story. I will be giving you the pointers. How can you introduce? What kind of DevOps work project you have worked upon? If you have never worked on a real project, I will be explaining my project. I will let you know that how can you explain the project what I am explaining. Ultimately, you are going to narrate the story. I will be giving the pointers. I will give you the phrase, correct? Like these are all the things. These are the technical keywords what you can introduce, correct? And based on that, you are going to either repeat my story, or you are going to you are going to combine 80% of my story and 20% yourself, so that it can look genuine during the interview when you are appearing, correct? Even if you have not worked on the DevOps project. So this is how we are going to help. It's a 5-day session where we sit for 8 to 10 p.m., 2 hours per day. If it's needed, we stretch from 2 hours to 3 hours as well. Like sometimes it's like we ask for your time as well. It might be from 8 to 11 p.m. as well, based on the need, based on the counter questions what we are receiving. Generally, what we prefer, what 8 to 10 p.m. This is what we promise, and we go beyond that as well, based on the requirement. It will be live session where you can have your counter questions as well, and we provide the recordings of each and every sessions as well. So you will be getting the complete recording, it will be live, and you will be getting one free mock interview as well after the session. Whenever you want to appear for the mock interview, it's a free one. You can appear for the mock interview the moment when you have gone through the recordings, and along with the recording we also share the PDF, like the questions, the complete interview questions and answer what we are explaining during these 5 days. So you can go through the questions, you can read the answers, and you can prepare accordingly. The moment you feel that you are prepared and you want to go for a mock interview, you can directly WhatsApp us, and we will take one mock interview so that you will feel confident when you are going for your real interview. So this is how we run our DevOps interview preparation bootcamp batch. Till now we have like trained approx 290 plus people, and like from the different geographical locations as well. Like few of the people we have actually not the had. We have from US, the Canada, and few I remember from Ireland as well. Few from the UK. So like based on the I think 8 to 10 countries people we do have right now, and more majority of the people are from the India itself, because yeah we are 140 plus crores here, yeah. So most 50 or 60% I think from the south, and few people from the north here as well, in between inside the India. But yeah, this is how we are helping the people to crack their interview. Lambda occasionally fails with DynamoDB provision through throughput exceeded exception. How do you fix it? Okay, troubleshooting question. I would like it to be taking time. So troubleshooting question we can take on the WhatsApp. I'm going here for the generic questions mostly. So, like even about the troubleshooting, you can like get into the error. What kind of error is particularly there? If it's the throughput related, you have the configuration in the Lambda where you set the throughput, correct? You have complete configuration. You can check for the CloudWatch logs what kind of particular issue is there. If it's related to throughput, if it's related to networking, if it's related according to permissions. So you can get into that and you can fix those things, correct? In Terraform, for without using Terraform destroy command, how to delete resources? Ask interview. Without using Terraform destroy command, you can write down the estimation. Ultimately, you have to deploy. You have to destroy the resources. Okay, I got that. So the question, which it's the generic question, what your interviewer might be expecting. I just consider this question. You do not have to run the Terraform destroy command, still you need to delete the resources, correct? Ultimately you have to delete, that is the purpose. You can run your Terraform plan with the symbol minus destroy, correct? So what happens if you are running your Terraform in general, that Terraform plan goes for creation of the resources, correct? It comes with the plus symbol. But when in the Terraform plan, if you put that thing that with this Terraform plan you have to delete the resources, so you can mention the hyphen destroy keyword, correct? And what does that do? That creates the plan with the negative option, correct? All the negative options, like this Terraform plan will show you the complete plan where it is going to destroy the resources. So that way the next moment after the Terraform plan you are going to run Terraform apply. Terraform apply has to do the implementation only. In the moment it will see that all the Terraform plan has a negative plan, that means it is going for the destruction. It will ultimately destroy your resources. So this is how actually we do in the real project as well. We do not write the Terraform destroy command, we write Terraform apply only. But in the plan, rather than having the plus symbol, when we are going for the destroy step, we in the Terraform plan we modify it accordingly, so that all the plan will be converted to the destruction, and that way it can help you to delete the resources without running your Terraform destroy command. Please help with the L2 interview questions as well. Yes, we help Arkesh. What? Yeah, your name can be useful for me to read. But yeah, we help with the L1, L2 interview, both the things. We share the questions, we share the details, the complete answers. This is how I was explaining what the bootcamp, correct? In our bootcamp, we help you to prepare for yourself for your interview with our experience, with the questions what we pass on to you, and that will be helpful for you. Sasank, hi. Monica Rohila said hi. Okay. Hello. Aparna, hello. See, Crab, 3 years experience in tech support. How many year can I show in DevOps if I go for your complete DevOps course? So if you are talking about the DevOps training and you do have 3 years of experience, on your paper it will be 3 years of the tech support as well. But with the training what we are providing, you can put at least 4 to 5 years of experience. The minimum I am talking about, because the concept what we are talking, correct? That concept is going to be have with the at least 5 to 6 years of 5 to 6 or 4 to 6 years of experience range. So you can mention those things. Can you please walk through the real-time setup of your application? That will take a lot of time, Sachin. You are talking about the complete walkthrough of your application, so I will have to get into the depth. That we can do later on. Like I will have to show the moment I will narrate the story, you won't be able to understand. I will have to visualize some architecture as well. Correct. So, just 6 years of experience, interviewers asking mostly troubleshooting questions. Yeah, it's expected, very much expected. When you are 6 years of experience, so it's expected that you do not know the concept only. What is the meaning of this concept? What is the meaning of that concept? Correct. It's more towards how have you fixed these things? How have you implemented this thing? Where have you utilized this concept? Correct. That kind of questions you will see. If your application is failing with the 403, with the 401 error, so you should know what is the meaning of the 403 error. How can you fix those errors, correct? From where it can be, from where it can be coming. If you are getting any storage related issue on your Jenkins pipeline, where can you look into first? What kind of commands you are going to execute? That is the expectation. If you are 6 years of experience, if you are 4 years of experience, the moment you are going on a higher side of experience, correct, the expectation changes. It's not about that you do day-to-day task, it's about how can you think about the cost optimization, how can you think about the better solutioning. Those kind of questions come in interview. Do you think that we are in danger because of AI? I do not think happen. What is cost of your DevOps coaching? You can drop a WhatsApp message and I will share the complete details with you. Nature's menu. Explain team size structure for DevOps team. Let's say team size is 12. So in the team size of 12, the see in one team what happens, everyone is not working on each and everything, correct. Sometimes your people, the team member can be expert, like 2 or 3 member can be expert on the Terraform, 2 or 3 member can be expert on your AWS cloud, and other can be expert in the monitoring system. So within one team as well, we distribute the work to the different member, although it's expected that everyone should know each and everything, correct. But generally this does not happen. The principle is different thing, that everyone should know each and everything, but in general few of the people will be expert on the Jenkins, few of the people will be expert on the Terraform, few of them will be expert on the database side, correct. This is how it works. And when you talk about the structure, we like there will be a different teams as well. And this is how your structure works, like the development team, the DevOps team, the SRE team, your operations team, the customer support team. There are different teams, and within this team we will be having some senior, you will be having some junior, so accordingly we assign the different tasks. Like just suppose that if someone is joining new in your team, correct, even though they are experienced, what happens most of the time, if your team is responsible for monitoring the services as well, what we do, or what any organization do, they put themselves, those people, first 3 months 2 months based on their learning performance, based on their how they are going to perform first few months in the monitoring system, so that they can understand the system, what is going on, correct. Once it is once it is observed that the people, the whoever is in there, whoever the candidate is there, they have learned enough and now they can contribute somewhere else. So this is how we like transform, or how we move from one part of the work from to the different part of work. This is how we do. Linux interview questions. There are multiple questions like related to your permissions, related to the troubleshooting, and we do have the questions set what you can get into the bootcamp, like all the interview questions if you are interested. Bridges, how can bootcamp, uh, I think your question is not complete here. How can bootcamp? But if you are talking about how your bootcamp is going to help, we are going to just see what is an interview. So interview is nothing other than this your 30 to 40 minutes of conversation with someone. Right now we are here for approx 40 minutes, correct? We are just talking. We are not directly talking, we are talking like you are putting your messages in the chat and I'm answering this. This is what your interview is, correct. You are two people are talking on a call for 30 to 40 minutes. The thing is that whether you know or no, whether you know the things in real or not, you have to convince the interviewer, you have to convince the person who is sitting next to you that you know the each and everything, correct. This is what you need to do. So in bootcamp what we share all the things what can be asked during your interview, correct, either it's technical or non-technical. First thing, you will come with the question, introduce yourself, what is your project, this is what you explain, correct? These things we are providing. Then when your technical questions are start, the technical questions start with what kind of services you have utilized, what kind of skills you have utilized. These things we are passing. Then it comes to the scenario. If you are experienced one, you are not completely fresher, it will be based on the scenario based questions will be asked to you. We provide all the scenario based questions and their way of explanation as well, the complete written story, correct? So we are helping through all these things. I accidentally dropped table for a big client and secretly restored it in backup. That's good. Okay, DevOps course will have all the concept which dev engineering uses on daily basis works. How will we learn about practical work which engineering do in office and how will we explain in interview. This is what we teach during our bootcamp. Harsh, can you please give tips to clear a technical round for cloud engineer associate role, please? Yeah. The tips is that you have to go through each and every concept, mostly the concept which is being asked during your interview. Like if we talk about the AWS cloud, the BPC, your EC2, your S3, IAM role policy, your Lambda function, API gateway. These are the most commonly asked the services. Cognitive, SNS, SQS, CloudWatch. These are also the one services on which you need to prepare. While talking about the Kubernetes, the ingress service, your Kubernetes role, RBAC, your cluster role binding, daemon set, deployment, stateful set. Then you can talk about your other Kubernetes components as well. And when it comes to Docker, you should know about the multi-stage Docker file. You should know how can you reduce the image size. You should know about the Docker networking in Terraform. You should know about the data block, the modules. How can you pass the output from one module to another module? How can you implement the Terraform import? Where have you utilized? It's not about only how can you, but also about where have you done this, correct? Explain that real thing. What kind of major challenges you have received during working as a DevOps engineer? What kind of learning you had? So these kind of questions you receive, you get while appearing for the interview, and this is how we can like prepare yourself and you can clear your interview. Abdul Umar, hi, hello. How to clear Linux administrator interview? Just appear for the interview and make yourself ready for all the scenario based questions mostly. When you are talking about the administrator interview, it's not like about what is this and what is that, correct? It's about how, if this is a particular scenario, how can you get into that and what kind of first step you will take and how you will start debugging the things, correct? Vamsi, hi. Will explain interview questions with practical solutions. Practical solution, if you are talking about the demo at runtime, during the course, the bootcamp batch, we cover a few things on the console side, few demo also we cover, like how can you create your infrastructure. That kind of demo we cover, but we don't go into depth of each and every concept, like how your VPC is created, how your subnet is created. So the expectation for the bootcamp is that at least you should know the basic. You should not be blank that what is the Kubernetes, what is the Terraform. You should know the basics. Then on top of that, we are preparing you particularly for the interview. What kind of questions you can expect? How can you clear your 30 to 40 minutes of conversation? This is what we covered during our bootcamp batch. If you are if you like your requirement is to getting the information from the scratch, having the each and every things from the hands-on, correct? So that we provide in our DevOps training, the complete things from the scratch itself. Do companies still hire junior DevOps engineer? How is the market right now? Yes, companies hire the junior DevOps engineer. And why? Because there is a requirement based on your organization policies. Sometimes company also hire the interns. That is the requirement. Sometimes they need to maintain the gender equality, so they hire female and male as well. Correct. So considering the gender equality, considering the number of junior and senior they have to maintain. So based on the organization policy, yes, companies hire juniors as well. Companies hire everyone. Correct. Can you please share DevOps course syllabus link or PDF here? Just drop a WhatsApp message to me. Ashik Crab, that's your channel name here. So just a drop WhatsApp message and I will be sharing the complete roadmap and whatever the details you require. What Python knowledge is required for DevOps? Talking about the Python or any programming language, at least you should be aware how the code is working, correct? You should know the flow of the code. Even if you are not expert in writing the code, you should be having at least those kind of that much knowledge where you can understand that what has been written. Or if it requires, like one developer is taking 2 to 3 days to write the code, at least you can write the code in 7 to 10 days, correct? From the chat GPT, from like doing the googling kind of thing, correct? You can write down the code. So that is the expectation your team has or your interviewer has, while he or she is asking this kind of question, that how much python or how much scripting you know. That is the expectation. Which point keep in CV while creating a CV if I am not from DevOps profile? If you are not from the DevOps profile and you are trying to get into the DevOps, you need to enrich your profile with the DevOps terminology. AWS Cloud, your Kubernetes, your Jenkins, your CI/CD part, container, containerization, your container orchestration tools, correct? So those kind of technical keywords, what is utilized in the DevOps, that you can enrich in your resume, so that it can be filtered out at the first place. The moment your resume will be filtered out, then only you can appear for the interview, correct? So at the first point you have to keep all these things, you have to make your resume impressive so that it can be filtered out. I'm having 12 years of Rizwan experience as web sphere application server admin. Is it possible to move to DevOps role now? Yes, it is possible, Rizwan. We have people with 20 years of experience as well, with 15 years of experience as well. So yes, it's possible to get into the DevOps right now as well. How many days I will be ready for interview if I have 1 to 1.5 years of experience in bootcamp? Our bootcamp runs for 5 days, and if you have 1 to 1.5 years of experience, so you do not have to get into the debt at least, correct? You are the one who can, even if the one who knows what is BPC endpoint, that is too much to get into the interview, correct? Because you are at your learning phase. 1 to 1.5 years is completely fresher for the organization. They do not expect anything for you, correct? So you can be ready in 5 days if you go through all the questions and the answers what we do have. The bootcamp what we are providing for, like it can be useful for freshers as well, and it is useful for the people who are having at least 5 to 6 years of experience, correct? Into the DevOps I'm talking about. So those kind of experience this bootcamp can help you. So for 1 to 1.5 years, it's very easy to get into the DevOps and to prepare yourself. But because there is no much expectation for the at least 1 to 2 years. And if you are getting into any production, sorry, not the production, product based company, the like renowned organization, even 5 to 6 years of experience or 4 to 5 years of experience, people are considered as fresher. So 1 to 1.5 years is complete fresher, you can say. How to migrate network on prem to cloud? Again, it's a large topic to discuss here. Fresher forcefully allocated to testing. Yes, if you are a fresher, sometimes you get forcefully you are onboarded to a project forcefully, that you do not have any choice. But yes, you have to choice to get into another domain, to get into another project. You can talk to HR internally, and you can get. You always have an option to get from one place to another place. Who writes Lambda function, developers or DevOps engineer? Based on the requirement, mostly DevOps engineer write the Lambda function code based on the requirement, because you have to do the automation. So mostly it's the DevOps. We have multiple config in Git like deployment, resource quota, PDF, PDB config, committer rate. So how we maintain this configuration in GitHub's approach? Do one repo is used for multiple Helm repo? So see, this is a kind of how are you organizing your code, how are you organizing your templates, correct? So it all depends on your organizing the things, and you can have either one repository, you can have more than one repository as well. Generally when you are working with all these things, generally we keep at least 2 to 3 repository, one for the application source code, one for some repository, or the uh, you can say the default or the global values. For that we maintain the different repository. So according to the use case, you can have the different, correct? If you are having if you are through your question, if you are talking about all the things at one place, like all the templates, yes, all the templates and related templates we keep at one place. The values can be be passed from the different repository, like a customer specific repository you do have, or you have one repository where you are creating customer specific folder, and then you are passing the values from there to this particular Helm template. That you can do. Do you provide the questions and answers, or do we need to note down? No, we provide the questions and answers. We share the, like, it's the live session, the bootcamp one, and we provide the recordings to you for each and every, like, whatever we are explaining, just like this live, correct? After this live, it will be, I think, it will be recorded and it will be available over the YouTube as well. This is how we are going to provide you the recordings as well. You will be having the access to get into the recording every anytime. You will be having the drive link, correct? And you will also get the questions and answer. You will be having access to get into the questions and answer. You can read about all the questions, the detailed answer. You can see the code snippet as well, the syntax, the example, whatever we have provided. You can get into all these things anytime. So we provide each and everything. You do not need to note down anything. Bootcamp fee, just drop a WhatsApp message, Vamsi, and we will share the complete details, the fee and what we are providing, what will be the structure of our bootcamp. We provide each and everything. Shahinu Jaman said hi. Okay, hello. Okay, so I think we are going to have an hour. We are going to complete 1 hour. So, okay, I will be just concluding this live session. So what we are providing, like, next time when I will be coming to this live, I will be passing more information. Right now, if you are interested, if you want to join our DevOps community, the WhatsApp link is on the channel. You can click on that particular link and you can join our DevOps community. We share updates. We share the interview questions as well in that community. We share any information which can be helpful for you. So we share those kind of things as well, and we share our batch updates and everything in that particular community, so you can join that too. And if you have not subscribed the channel, you can subscribe our channel as well, because every time we put technical content, and we try to help you as much as we can, either through free resources or through our paid resources as well. The purpose is to help you, correct? Where either the moment you join our bootcamp or not, I do not force anyone to join the bootcamp, correct? So if the moment you feel that this can be helpful for you and you are stuck, you can join. But even if you are not joining, you can join the DevOps community, where you are going to have the interaction, where you are going to have some information out of that, correct? And even if you have any questions, you can drop a WhatsApp message and you can get the details, correct? So those kind of things are there. So I would recommend you to join the DevOps community and subscribe this channel as much as you can. And if you can share with your colleagues, with your friends, it will be helpful for us to spread our DevOps community to make it on a higher side. Like, we can have higher network, correct? And the more people we will be having, will be able to help each and everyone, correct? Because everyone is coming with their experience, everyone is coming from the different domains, so we all together can help each other. So this is what I'm trying to build. And yeah, thank you all for joining. So, career choice for me, does it have a secure future and high paying opportunity, and how can I enter this field quickly? Yes, Shahinur, right now DevOps is in high in the market. This is what I used to say, and you can obviously search on the Google as well. It's high paying job, and yes. So I will just give you a random figure. It might be like true for someone, and it might not be true for someone. But for 4 to 5 years of experience or 3 years of experience, people are going from 20 LPA to more than 20 LPA based on your current status, obviously, correct? So someone with the 3 years of experience, 4 years of experience can go 20 plus as well, or 12 LPA, 15 LPA, correct? So the pay for this particular DevOps job, according to the experience, is high right now. So you can get into this. What do you provide in the bootcamp? I think I have already explained a bit about the bootcamp, but if you want more information on this, and if you have missed the information, so you can drop a WhatsApp message, and I'm going to share the complete details with you. So thank you everyone for joining this live session. Let's meet on the WhatsApp if you have any queries, or we will be meeting next time. Subscribe and share with your friends and colleagues. Thank you.